Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So I was going to stop doing these EX job tier lists in War of the Visions once EX jobs came to global, but I got a lot of positive feedback and requests to keep going, so we'll keep going. And it should be interesting doing these going forward, because while before I would just put my list up and global players could only listen and nod and stroke their beards, now global players have experience with some of these units, so they can give me some feedback, and that should be fun. And I explain this each time, but these are just the units that did not have EX jobs at their release in global. My reasoning for not including the new units like Tita or Yuna is because they're all so good that they would all be top or no-brainers, so there really isn't a point in me ranking them. But to talk about the tiers, no-brainers are the easiest recommendations. Absolutely anyone can make good use of them. The top units are among the best investments, but not for everyone, and I'll explain why. Good units are solid, but not super exciting, and the niche units are for particular players or particular situations. And then everything is split between level 115 and level 120, based on how I feel their all-new job level 25 skill is worth the 200 shards it is to awaken them that far. And then this is where we ended up last time. But still, the tier makers have not been updated, so there's no Dwayne. I'll just get it out of the way. Dwayne is a no-brainer. When his EX jobs comes to global, definitely take him there. And then there's also no Winter Victura or Vina. Winter Victura, I'm going to use the regular Victura as a stand-in. She's a no-brainer. Winter Vina, I'm actually not going to place, because I feel like I don't have a good enough handle on the character to really place her anywhere. And then also her regular Vina is also going to get the EX job today. Okay, but I guess we'll just go down from the top. Again, Dwayne, he is a no-brainer. He's still one of the most well-rounded units in the game. But I figured him out in PvP. He's not so tough. You can check out my live stream preparation video. I'll put a link to that down below. Next is Christmas Mashiti. I still see a lot of skepticism about her in global, and I still feel like she is one of the best in the game at any level. I think her delayed release in global really hurt her reputation, but not her usefulness. The meta in this game doesn't flip as fast as many other games, so she's still great. Lots of popular ice and magic units to hunt. Next to that is Federica, still the best standard pool unit with EX jobs. I'm going to miss not having her on my global account. And then we have Winter Victura, still amazing in JP, and there's kind of no replacement for her. She's unique in what she can do like as a complete package. And if and when she gets another release in JP, I'm guessing that a lot of people are going to be pulling for her. Okay, next we are in top 100. First is Jiza here. In addition to one-punching Yuna, thus taking away what is best about her, which is her reaction auto-heal, and having the best TMR, she's also the answer to Megamon, so she keeps finding ways to be useful and current. And also, I totally forgot about her single-target resistance break, which is very rare and very powerful. It's still under the radar now, but its time will come in the future, I'm sure. Okay, next we get Rob. He is top if you have a good selection of evade stuff and his vision card maxed. Otherwise, I would put him in a good 120. And then next is Stern. He's still a threat in JP PvP, but you kind of have to pair him with other dark units, especially the ones that would buff his dark attack with their master abilities. And then of course, he is a linchpin for dark/solo raid teams. Kind of any dark/attacker gets an instant boost there. And then of course with Exorcists he gets even better. He might even be a no-brainer level if you have Exorcists. Okay, moving on down we got Gilgamesh. Excellent as an EX job unit, but 120 might be unnecessary, which is a good thing since you can save yourself those last 200 double price shards. He's versatile too. You can use him for attack or support, and then you can attack with like physical-based attacks, magic-based attacks, both or neither. He's pretty crazy. He kind of has like everything but Drain Force. Okay, next we got Warrior of Light. His level 120 skill is not great, but you might want to raise him up anyway for these stats. Of course, for tanks you want a lot of HP, so that could be enough motivation for that. Okay, now we're down to good 120. Mediana still plays exactly the same. She's the Mediana bomb. She can run in there, maybe take down some guys, at the very least, imperil their ice resistance. So you could take her all the way to 120 in order to make her limit break damage more current. I gained new respect for her in getting ready for the live stream. I used her in my team there. Again, you can check out the video that is down below. And then there's Yaduma. She picks up her longest range attack at 120, which was kind of her biggest weakness, so I would say go 120 with her, but nothing amazing or super special about her like the top units. Pretty much nobody talks about her among JP players, but when she gets the EX Awakening in Global, I'll take her to 120. Okay, moving down to good 115. Christmas Ramada, solid unit, especially with Exorcist. But in PvP, it's pretty tough times for her in the current JP meta, but she's good for PvE. And then there's Ediday, a solid attacker. He's got some beefiness with good slash resistance, and he can equip any armor. That's kind of an underrated bonus. There's a lot of debate going around about how good his job level 25 skill is. Maybe based on how you feel about that, you can leave him at 115 or take him to 120. Okay, next we are at the niche 120. First we got Mashiti here. I gotta move her down to niche 115. At 120 she does pick up a 100% hit attack, but it doesn't make the unit worth taking to EX jobs. I kinda think she's not worth it. I hope somebody proves me wrong, but yeah, maybe if you're just done with everybody else, you got nothing else to do, then you can awaken Mashiti to EX jobs. Okay, but Orodoa, we'll leave her at niche 120. She's great for PvE. Eileen, we will leave her there as well. She can get pretty crazy damage from her Drain Force, but that is a very specific build, so we'll leave her in niche 120. Ayaka, also going to leave at niche 120. I've said this before, but I like her for the healing, and then all of her EX job stuff she picks up is not healing. But you can give people like Drain, Defense Penetration, AP, all of which is good stuff, but it will make her play very differently. I don't know if you would need that. Okay, and then we have Sasayaki. I'm going to move her out of niche and into good. For PvP, I still think she is a niche unit, but for PvE and like solo raids, she's great. She deserves some recognition for that. I've said this a lot lately, but a lot of the talk of this game really centers around PvP, but it's not the whole game. There's PvE, there's solo stuff, and that kind of content, Sasayaki really shines. 3-star Esper fights, the tower, and then again, being a dark/unit could be a great member for solo raids. And I think I could even recommend her to new or casual players, as long as I remember to tell them to forget about building for resistance, forget about using her in PvP. She's very easy to build in Global because she's available in the Mog Shop. And then, I've said this in my review of her, but you can use like MR rarity stuff in order to get her slash resistance very high. And you only need like, 15 or 20 magic resistance, along with her Spellblade self-buff to get like 100% magic resistance, so she's not that hard to build. But even if you ignored all of that stuff, her EX job upgraded Divine Shelter skill might be all that she needs, defense-wise. Okay, and then we're down here at the unreleased units. Kiton came out a little while ago. They really pushed her Drain Force. And so that makes it difficult to recommend her, because if you really want to get the most out of her, you have to build her Evade and her Drain Force, which are two kind of demanding builds. But I'm going to put her in good 120. She's always kind of a good unit that sort of transcends the meta. And then especially now, with a lot of Protect and Shell, Drain Force, which is not affected by either of those, becomes very attractive. I'm very much looking forward to her EX job awakening in Global. Alright, and then we got Vina, who just came out today. I'm going to put her in 115. She gets more evade, she gets a lot more HP, and then she gets like some skills that will restore some AP for her, which is great. And then being again a dark slash attacker makes her great. But there's a lot of 100% hit attacks out there. There's not so much that evade units are useless, but like I feel like Vineta's niche is a little bit not there anymore. When she came out, she was really great at taking down light element tanks. But that's not as much of a worry these days. I'll put her in good 115 for now. That'll be like a holding spot, and then we'll see if her rating changes next month. Okay, and then in a couple weeks we got Laswell and Rain. I have high hopes for both of them. Okay, I think that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.